and welcome to the channel. My name's Roberto for those that don't know me. I know what you're going to say. Where have you been? This has been a long time. Apologies. Life just keeps getting hectic, busy, things just keep filling up. Point in case, it's taken me 4 hours to get to this point with interruptions and having to stop, start, go, stuff like that. But anyway, the focus of this video, you would have read the title, the Streetfighter V4s 23 model. We're going to go through some of the differences. Now, I know everybody's seen, like, online and stuff, it's got this and it's got access control and, you know, all these technological, you know, upgrades and that. But we're going to go through the actual factual differences, what I can see, parts that are different to the 20, 21, 22 to the 23. So, yeah, we'll go through all that. So I'm going to pick you up, not physically, obviously the camera, and we're going to go through the 23 model and run you through some of the differences. And, you know, for those that haven't bought a Street Fighter yet, this might be one of those things that pushes you over the edge because you want to be cool like the rest of us Street Fighter owners, so maybe. And for those that already have a Street Fighter, it might give you an idea of, hey, do you want to upgrade yours to a 23, or do you want to do what I'm doing, and that's steal ideas and parts and options from the 23 and put it on your 22 and down. Anyway, let's go have a look at it. So the very first thing with the 23s is the paint is different. It's a lot brighter, more tomatoey. The paint is slightly harder than the older model. So I'll take you across here. So that was the new, that's the 23 new model. All right, so that's the paint. And then we come across to 21 model. And it's a little bit darker, a little bit deeper. Let me see if I can get both into... So it's hard, maybe the camera doesn't show, but it's definitely a lot shinier and lighter on the 23 model. The other thing that they've done is they've changed all the decals from white to black. So you would have noted that the earlier models had all white and now they're black. And then they've got, so up top, they've gone black instead of the white. So if I come across here to mine, I've still got the factory one. So you can see that's white, yay. And then this one's black, cool. They've also done the side decal with the V4s, and you can see there Street Fighter V4s. What I do love, and this is something I'm going to be copying, is the Ducati on the side. I think that looks awesome, as opposed to that. I think that's kind of pointless. It's so small, you can't really read it, and it's, yeah, it just doesn't really do much for me compared to that, which I think looks a lot better. So, back from that, the colour, decals, all different, it's gone black. You have the rear seat, has now the red rubberized pad. The seat's got the perforated finish, so if we can go up nice and close, perforated, and then the basically the vinyl or fake Alcantara front section, so it's like a two-tone setup. If you write in the comments, where did this first setup come from? What bike did it first come up with? I know because I've got one in the front of my shop, but I know anyway. But yeah, I like that. I think it's cool. One thing I don't like is they've gone the Ducati black there, which is great, but it used to have the Italian flag, which it doesn't now. So reason they've done that for is because now they use that cowl for pretty much everything. So Panigale V2, the Street Fighter, obviously, and then also they use it for the V2 Street Fighter. So it's sort of one cowl to rule them all. Front end, it's pretty straightforward, black Ducati. One thing I like, because they pretty much copied me, is, and I'll go through here, is they've gone the black mesh instead of the silver mesh. So you can see on mine, I did the black mesh because I swapped it out because I'm just cool. But yeah, they copied me. So Ducati, I want, yeah, pretty much royalties for that. Then we go on to the rear sets. So rear sets now are all black, which are cool. The paint quality is not that great, but yeah, it's all black. I do like that. I think that's very good, but they've kept the silver peg, which you could swap out for a CNC racing peg, but it just means that it's a bit blacker, a bit darker, a bit nicer. Obviously, if I come across to mine, I've got the CNC, but you can see the actual holder is still silver. So yeah, I've actually got a full set of black CNC racing, so that's something I may look at. Now, keen eyes may see one massive difference is the side cover is actually a two-piece design. So it's two-piece like the original Panigale, which means now you don't have to replace the whole side cover to put either a clear clutch sort of setup like I've done on mine, yay, but I've had to buy the whole side plate from the Panigale to put that on. Now it comes factory with the two-piece, which means it's a far cheaper and easier job to do. So that's kind of one of the things I'd be doing straight away on one because it's so much cheaper. And then also you can put dry clutch if you want to. So that's pretty cool. Other difference, just quickly from the back here, they've put the decal, the red decal, which is pretty much common across the range of nearly every Ducati now. They're putting that red sort of vinyl sticker on it, on the forged wheels, which is cool. So that's a difference. Now, other difference is the front radiator. So now they've still got brushed, but it's brushed black, which I think is cool. It just means that it's one less thing to have to replace into carbon to get rid of that silver look. So I think that's pretty cool. They've done a pretty good job there. One thing I don't like, and it's this side bit here, this little sort of area. Like hopefully someone's going to make something in carbon for it because it kind of, like love the top vent. I think that with a bit of black mesh, which I know someone's definitely going to have to do, but I reckon black mesh behind that will look really mean and also hide the water bottle on this side and then just a bare empty gap on the other side. I think that's cool. And then also the tank design is different. So tank is, I think, a lot nicer, a lot more musclier, more sculpted. It's pretty much come from the 22 Panigale / SP2, which I've got one here I'm working on today. So yeah, I think that tank is so much nicer and it also holds an extra litre of fuel. So that's pretty cool, I think. So yeah, so that's kind of the differences straight away that you can see on the onset of the bike. Other than that, there's not much that's changed, but it actually is quite a bit because it saved you money in doing the clutch and it's also, you don't have to replace half the parts straight away to do it. So that's pretty cool, I think. Now let's move on to the technical stuff. Now onto the electronics and stuff. Everything's all redesigned, everything's new, everything's better, everything's just safer, faster, quicker. There is an extra mode now, so you've got like full, hang on, I've got the Ducati thing set up, what do they call it? You've got, let's have a look. You've got full power, high and medium power mode, and then low power mode. There's a new wet mode. There's a new mode of the mode, and then another mode. But realistically, what that means to a normal person is you've got one extra option to pick, like what you want to be, what mode you kind of want to be in. The other big thing from, again, average guy or girl, is it's got a new TIFF screen, so it's redesigned. So it's like the 23 Panigale, so it'll actually give you full like rev counter for the track, which is cool. One thing that I noted, which you've got to read up a bit to find, but I think it's pretty cool as well, is it comes standard with a lithium battery. I know that's not like a big deal, but to me it is because it means you haven't got lead acid sitting in the top that could ever, sort of ooze out and then damage stuff. So I think that's pretty cool. All in all, it's definitely a very, very cool bike. It's made a cool bike before, even better again. And I think that's kind of the Ducati way. So it's definitely well worth upgrading. I would probably wait for the SP2 because the SP2 will be, that little bit better. And I'd want to say, less of them, but that's not the case because there's a lot more V4 SPs than there is like normal V4s, I should say. But no, I think Ducati have done a really, really good job with the upgrades of it, and it is probably enough to warrant an upgrade. But like most of us, we've spent way too much money and overcapitalised on our Street Fighters to be able to afford the upgrade. So yeah, that's the only sort of sad thing about it. But if you haven't and you've held off and you've been on the fence about, oh, do I want a Street Fighter? Do I want to get into a Ducati? Then I think the new S is definitely worth getting. And sort of on that note, you pretty much, like I said, you'd buy like an SP, but you pretty much wouldn't because you could buy an S model. You could put a dry clutch in it if you wanted to, and then just a set of wheels, and you're pretty much there. You don't have to change half the bike over like you did with the earlier models to get sort of the similar or same specs. But no, I think it's a very, very, very cool bike. I'm very jealous. And yeah, I really like it. The only thing I can criticise, like I said before, is just this little slit. It looks a bit sort of cheap / super sporty, but I think with a carbon bit, it will sort of look heaps better. But no, great job, Ducati. Big clap for there. And I love that logo. So yeah, anyway, that's the 23 Street Fighter. I thought I'd quickly throw up a video because I haven't done it for many, many months now. I have been filming and I've done loads and loads of stuff to my Street Fighter. What I'm probably going to do is do like a backwards video and go back and sort of commentate sort of, you know, I did this and I did that, because we've got a whole new fairing design coming for it and it's going to be pretty cool. And I actually am starting to ride it. Still only got 800 Ks, but I did a cool little mod a couple of weeks ago and it just rides so much better again. So I'm actually maybe going to take it out tomorrow for a ride, which is just insane. So anyway, thanks everyone. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, you know, do all that stuff. And hopefully it's going to be, you know, maybe a month and I'll have another video out. Again, if anyone is sort of in Perth, Western Australia that does video editing and stuff like that, you know, write down in the comments below, because I could use you. I can do the filming, it's just the editing and stuff that just takes too much of my time up. So anyway, thanks everyone. Have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world, and we'll talk soon. Okay, ciao.